What's going on YouTube? Welcome to another video. And if you can tell by the sound of my voice, I've been a little sick. So the upload schedule's been, mixed up a little bit. So just trying to get healthy here. Had a sinus infection. So trying to recomp whatever I can in order to lift and be healthy or whatever. So again, these lifts are from like 2 months ago. So we're kind of behind on content, but we're really just kind of working through and showing you the progress going through this post-surgery into, fully recomp type of training. Barbell rows here, and I'm going to have an update on essentially my split update with what I'm going to do. I've been struggling with that for a while. Once I remove the strongman focus out of it, I'm trying to figure out what's like the best split so I can hit everything evenly, get a good amount of rest, and ultimately, be able to make progress long term. So played around with some stuff, moved some days around, but that's all in the future, which you're not going to see in this video. Just really focusing on trying to get back to where I was, slowly introduce heavier and heavier weights on back and bicep related exercises to get back to where I'm at. So been just building up these barbell rows real light, just focusing on the form and contraction, and honestly the pump's been kind of crazy doing them this way compared to the floor. So honestly, it's been not really a struggle to do the lift, but mainly to deal with all the increase in volume and stuff like that. So T-bar rows here, and I've been utilizing the VersaGrips or any sort of grip for a little bit just to kind of ease myself and be able to make that connection again with the lat. I don't know, it just feels like if I can take my thumb off, I'm not really putting the bicep at any sort of stress, but it's honestly okay. It's honestly what I should be doing, so I've kind of slowly tapered back. I've been doing it mainly on the barbell rows, and then you can see here I took them off during this set to do T-bar rows. Mainly not really a grip issue, like with sweatiness, it was like a comfort thing. So I just figure, let's do that for a little bit to where I feel good and then kind of go from there. So nothing too crazy. And, just messing around with different attachments to seeing where I want that lat contraction. And a lot of these narrower ones, I don't know, it's just very weird. The wider you go, the more of a lat contraction you get to a point. And the mag grip version of this that's longer is too wide. So I can't even get that piece of equipment anywhere near my pecs and chest, which is how I like to get a contraction in my lats. But this is a little bit narrow. Things are kind of bumping into each other. So, we're going to experiment and see and try different handles. And the low row has been fine, honestly. I like this grip. It's wide enough where like you can pull into your torso and stomach. So you get a little extra range of motion. And I've been doing like slight pauses, and then you can see me really driving my chest through, and that's protracting that scapula, which is bringing the chest up. So getting a nice contraction there. A little exaggerated, in some of these instances, but you can really see the contraction here. So with me getting set up, you can really see me pull back, bring those shoulder blades together behind me, get that stretch going forward, and then just really engage those lats all together. And I've always had a mind-muscle connection with my lats. It's difficult because I haven't really thought about it much. So to be able to target them, I've had to focus a little bit more on the movement and that contraction, which is not bad. But it's good to feel that pump in there. Before I didn't really used to feel that, and it's a little bit of a new sensation, but it's a nice feedback thing to let me know the constant tension. And slow and controlled barbell curls, bicep curls, easy bar curls, whatever we are. Basically easing my way into stuff and just kind of doing exercises that don't irritate the bicep. So lower body here, Hatfield squats, and just trying to find some variety so I don't have to just SSB all the time. Eventually I'll probably go back. Maybe I'll try the barbell once everything's kind of healed up, but I just don't want to go back to having to deal with the shoulder issues when I can just use a bar like this and get a similar effect. Obviously a barbell is going to be more future-proof. Whatever gym you go at, you can perform squats there. Not all of the gyms are going to have like a belt squat or an SSB. So just for the sake of being able to squat, I'll probably dabble in it a little bit, but I am a little hesitant after everything that happened. I just didn't like putting myself into that position with that wide grip, and that was kind of a precursor to everything else that happened. So I've been spoiled by a lot of these gyms with nice equipment. Just a lot of the members are aware of like what they want to do, what their limitations are, and that's kind of always been like my focus is what can I do? What kind of stimulus can I get to make things more interesting for myself, to make them better for myself, and that's kind of where this is all taking me. I don't mind buying my own SSB if I have to go to a different gym or whatever, but I feel like the Elite FTS SSB yoke bar is pretty common now, and is essentially the standard. You can get cheaper versions, obviously, but this is the one that you can sits real nice with the pads and everything when you're doing your Hatfields. So not something I'm too concerned about, but also just like being able to have the variety and squatting to move away from stuff. Sometimes you do too much of an exercise, your quads might start to flare up. You may just want to move away from that movement pattern. But I think I'm just going to reevaluate my split, the frequency with which I'm squatting, and just kind of go from there, because ultimately, a squat's a squat. However you squat doesn't really matter as long as you're getting the tension where you need it and recovering as you need it. So that's why I've kind of moved to the Hatfields, just something different where I can overload. Because I was getting sick and tired of being stuck at these lighter weights with this SSB and squats just not connecting. So I'm thinking maybe if I stimulate some heavier lifts and get more confident, and then have like a secondary lighter squat day with the SSB, obviously, like that won't honestly be enough for me. Not the biggest squatter in the world. I'm not really the biggest fan of them. There's other ways to get stimulation in the lower body, but there's just no other lift that's like a bang for your buck, simplistic type of thing without having to set up all this fancy equipment. But it's about recovery. It's about longevity. It's about being able to consistently add weights, make progress, build muscle, and that's essentially, everything that my goals are. So with these, it's just like a controlled movement, and I do enjoy loading that spine though and feeling that weight, because when I come back and I do that secondary SSB day, I honestly feel like the bar feels like nothing. So it's been the game plan going forward. Sumo deadlifts here, slowly working my way back up to where I was before, using the grips, really letting that activate the lats, so stretch a little bit more so I'm not putting my bicep in a compromised position, and just trying to be cognizant of my form, which I'm saying over and over again. And I don't know why I decided to do a conventional deadlift in the middle of this. I'm guessing I was showing somebody something. I'm not sure what was going on, but anyway, interim conventional deadlifter in sumos. But yeah, just these are moving well, just getting my confidence back, movement back, and just becoming, where I was before. I want to get back up to where I was and surpass that. That's always been the goal. And then the belt squat being the secondary movement. So yeah, it's very strange. I get the loading intention here though. It doesn't look like the longest range of motion, but I'm honestly starting to feel I might start doing these with squat shoes more just to get a little bit extra range of motion, but I don't know. The mechanism is so different and so weird that it's been working for me. It feels good. I feel the pump. And like I said, I think I just have really short upper legs and then really long lower legs. So as emphasized here, like anything below the knee is just limb. And so it makes squatting difficult just because I have to move all that extra real estate. So, it is what it is. Make do with what you got. And then just essentially being able to, handle all that. And kind of going from there. So funny little noises as I'm recording. It was not very nice, but it is what it is. stuff happens when you're recording. So I don't know, maybe I'll cut that out and re-record. I don't know, we're going to find out. So if you don't hear this little portion, I did end up changing it, but some unilateral work here, just capping off the leg workout and staring intently into the TV to intimidate my enemies. No, I'm just kidding. Some mundane stuff, but anyway, that's the video. Like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next one.
Thanks for watching the latest video. If you want to help support the channel, I actually own my own wet shaving and grooming e-commerce website where everything's handmade by me. It's www.apexsoaps.com, and you can get a 10% off code using wet shaver. We've got some cool scents here. We've got some Coca-Cola scents, a horchata scent, traditional barbershop, just some really cool stuff. And you can purchase samples or you can buy the whole set. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out via email. Be quick to respond. Thanks for watching.